Hello and welcome to another update video about DOT. Yeah, the DOT chart sees further selling pressure. We are below the resistance area I communicated yesterday to you, and the entire crypto market sees a little bit of selling pressure today. I mean, overall, there are some green candles across the board. Seems that rather Bitcoin is obviously leading the way with the decline currently. The altcoins don't really want to sell off dramatically. DOT sees a little bit of selling pressure just now, and we're going to zoom in a minute. But I wanted to actually start on the long-term chart, daily chart at least, because it gives you a bit of a perspective of where we come from. DOT is a chart that unfortunately only rallied in 3 waves initially. That's never great. It's not a 5-wave move. I mean, there are different ways of looking at this. It's definitely not very clear. My interpretation is that this here was the initial move, obviously, to the upside. Oops, here. Oh, there you go. So let me just redraw that. Okay, here. So a wave 1 or an A wave. So if it's a wave 1, it would have to be wave 1 of a larger diagonal pattern. If it's an A wave, it's a larger ABC pattern. Then obviously this was an A wave down, overshooting B wave like many coins did, and then 5 waves down. So I give it the benefit of the doubt because the chart did form something that looks really like a nice, let's call it expanded flat pattern here. Yeah, A wave down, overshooting B wave. That looks like a 3-wave move up, and then yeah, here the C wave down. The problem is the beginning. Sometimes this is not so trustworthy anyway. So I do give it the benefit of the doubt until it breaks. So what's not good, or what would not be good, is obviously a break below the $3.50 level, which was the October low. That would definitely not be good. But remember, at the time we had 5 waves down. Also that 5th wave was basically complete, technically speaking. And it was actually nice to read. This decline is a structure that was very straightforward to read. Now the move up is obviously in the more bullish interpretation a 3rd wave, in the not so bullish interpretation a C wave, but I'm going to go with, but they are both bullish, and I go with them until we break below the October low. A break below the October low would be dangerous, wouldn't be great. We would then need to look at bearish options. Of course, that's possible, but it just wouldn't be good. So the problem is obviously that a 3-wave rally initially also allows for a very bearish interpretation. I should not neglect that. I need to mention that. This is different to charts like, Solana, for example, has a more bullish chart than DOT. The problem is a 3-wave move to the upside always leaves the door open for bearishness. While I can count, this here as a 5-wave move, yes. But I can count this as a 5-wave move down. So as I said, my primary scenario is an ABC to the upside or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The difference doesn't matter in the short term. But if DOT increases in value and gets stuck in a resistance area somewhere here and then sells off impulsively, that could be a major warning. And why is that? That warning would occur because obviously whenever we have 5 waves down, it could technically be a wave 1 to the downside, especially after an ABC rally, okay? So at least it's not very clear. It's certainly not impulsive what happened here in the beginning to the upside. So it has that sort of potential bearish vibe. And then we would now rally in a wave 2. And it would be something like A, B, C, yeah, and that could be it. And then from there we could sell off completely. That would be a 3rd wave. And then we see a wave 4 and then a wave 5, and then yeah, we're dead. Hopefully not. But that would be the trapdoor scenario, straight into the abyss. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I mean, that I have to mention that. I mentioned it before, but it's whenever you have an ABC structure in the beginning. I mean, whenever you see on one of the charts an ABC structure to the upside in the beginning, that concept, that potential is there. And what is that resistance area? Well, that resistance area is between, so between $31, that's the 78.6 FIB level, and $10.28. So I would pay attention to that resistance area. I will leave that on the chart. I'll make it a little bit less dense, that background, because it's just an area to watch, you know. I mean, no guarantee that we will see a reaction there. It's just something to be aware of, because if it is an ABC rally to the upside, then this is a resistance area. A move above 31 will more clearly emphasize the bullish scenario. Okay, so the overall structure is not impulsive to the upside. That's the main problem on this chart. That's also why probably this move up from the October lows, it's so messy. It's not an impulse anymore. It could have become one, but it failed with one more high. It's only a 3-wave move up, so we have 3 waves either in a leading diagonal or something, where one more high is missing in the yellow count, or it's again a larger ABC structure. We'll see. I mean, the difference again in the very short term doesn't really matter. I'm tracking still further upside against the $4.39 level. A break below $4.39 will probably cause a retest of the October lows. And if we come down all the way to $3.50, basically the October lows, yeah, I mean, then probably the structure will break or has a high likelihood of breaking. At the moment, the question is, okay, you know, when is this correction over? At the moment, all I can share with you is I can only really highlight to you that the correction is over once I see a 5-wave move up, and it doesn't really look as if it wants to do it. Yeah, so at the moment I'm tracking here a WXY pattern to the downside, and the Y wave is an A, B, C. So ideally it's breaking down quickly, then at least the correction is over. There is no completion of a correction without red candles. We need those red candles to complete corrections. But what could happen, and which would be annoying, it would just delay everything a little bit. What's possible is that, yeah, this was an A wave down, but maybe this top is not yet the B wave. Could always develop a larger A, B, C structure, and the B wave will in fact be here, and the C wave later will then go down later. So all I want to highlight to you is I need a break above $7.95, ideally in a 5-wave structure, to suggest that a low has formed. At the moment, it is too early for that. And to be honest, the price action we've seen looks very, very corrective. We only have 3 waves up here. It needs one more high above the $7.30 level. Then I might call it a 5-wave move, but it's turned into a big mess. So yeah, it would look now better with another low below the $6 level, possibly targeting $5.84 or $5.19. That's my update about DOT. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.